Hey, good morning. We're going to make pasta carbonara today. Very simple, old, classic dish. Pasta carbonara was actually named for the Italian coal miners. The coarse black pepper that's ground into the dish is actually supposed to be symbolic of the coal. And it's also because it was a dish that the coal miners could make over a campfire. All right, as you'll see here, we're going to make it in a skillet. All right, so we've got for our mies, I've got 4 egg yolks here. All right, and I've reserved the whites. Yeah, maybe we'll do something else with that later. Maybe we'll whip that up and make some chili relleno. I've got some nice grated cheese, Romano, Asiago, Parmesan. I got 3 strips of diced bacon here. Now, most traditional will be to use guanciale, which is a very special Italian bacon made only from the cheeks of the pig. Very delicious. You know what? Short of guanciale, we're going to use a really nice applewood bacon. And I've got some fresh minced parsley up here. One thing, we have a little less to offer out here this way in the store regarding fresh herbs, at least what I've found so far. You know, at home I would say also grab you some fresh thyme, maybe a little bit of fresh sage. All those things are great in here. All right, and this a little bit of heavy cream. The cream is not the most traditional ingredient. You know, traditional would be everything aside from the cream. This gives us a little bit more forgiveness with the tempering of the yolks. Rather than those eggs scrambling at 140, we'll get a little bit of extra room to work with on this one. All right, the way it works, the bacon is going to be first rendered off in a skillet, and we've got our pasta that you're going to be cooking simultaneously. Now, I've already drained this just for the sake of the video going smoothly. Ideally, we plunge it right out of the boiling water and into the pan and get a little bit of that starchy water in the mix. You can see I've already got some of the bacon started ahead of time, so I don't keep you standing around waiting. What we're going to do, we're going to turn around here in a minute. I'm going to crank this heat back up a little bit. We're going to go in here and stir fry the cooked pasta noodles in the bacon and bacon fat. That by itself is already off to a pretty good start. All right, now let's go ahead and get our well, actually, once the cream goes in, this becomes, a custard mixture, actually. So 4 eggs, about a 1/4 cup of the cream, generous portion of the cheese. I'm going to go right in with those herbs. All right, and a good grind of the black pepper. Okay, I'm going to beat this up smooth. And you'll see this makes just the most rich, silky, glossy sauce. I'm going to thin it just a little bit more with cream, only for consistency purposes. All right, let's come over here stove side. Now, cast iron, if you've got it, is your ideal choice because it's so thick, you're going to hold a lot of retained heat in there. We're going to cut the heat off on the burner at this point and just use the residual heat in the pan and this fat to cook this because we do not want to scramble the egg. If this comes out chunky, you've lost it. All right. So here with the pasta, and I put about a 1/2 pound of pasta in this. Let's see, get those all out of there. Another reason why it's ideal to pull it directly out of the water. They're going to separate a lot easier. Okay, just give this a little chance to fry up in the bacon grease here. Loosen back up for us. Yeah, you can see it's definitely playing a little more difficult. I'm going to give it just a splash of water to liven it back up. Now I'm actually down here working from my mother-in-law's kitchen again today. Our power's still out from that little hurricane we had come through here last night. But the water's out. We are cooking with bottled water. which is nice, right? All right, loosen this all up. Yeah, this is why you love to take those noodles directly out of the boil pot. All right. I'm gonna let that get nice and hot because we want there to be a good amount of heat to set this egg. And again, when you're dealing with the egg, you got to do what's called tempering, which means we're going to gradually heat it, so we don't shock it into frying. This is the same principle that goes behind making hollandaise sauce, where we're going to gradually warm that yolk, just to get that thickening to the right consistency. All right, we're liking this now. Gonna go ahead and add our mixture in here, and you really want to make sure you keep this moving. Turn that off, and I'm gonna move it off the eye there too. Okay, keep this moving. Keep it moving gradually. Don't want any scrambles in here. And you know what? If you're not successful or you're nervous about doing it this method, another good way to do this is to use a double boiler method. You could take actually the same pot you had your pasta water boiling in, seat a stainless bowl over the top of that, all right? And then just cooking with the heat of the steam hitting the bottom of that stainless bowl. Ooh, look at that. Yum. All right. And you might feel like that's raw egg. It's not raw egg. It has reached its safe temperature above 145 degrees for fresh eggs. All right. And it has got that set to it. Ooh, I know this is good. All right. I should have had a plate ready to show it to you all plated up, but we'll cut it off at this point. All right. Thank you. Good luck.